How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is the top 5 mob maps video so far here for Farming Simulator 25. Farming Simulator 25 has been released now for about a little over 4 months, and we have got about 26 different maps that are available for all platforms here. And I plan on showing you my top 5 maps that I think are the best of the best, the cream of the crop, some of the best ones to keep your eye out for, and are going to probably be around for a long time to come. But all that being said, I want to run through at least a couple of honorable mentions before we get into that top 5. So here is the first one. Spakovo by Rajo Gplay and Jenkus. And this is Spakovo, and this map is based off of real terrain data from central part of Europe. This map is absolutely gorgeous. You look around and it's just, everything about it just seems to just hits just right. It just feels like you are here somewhere in Central Europe. It's really not hard to just see the beauty as you look around. You look around, you're in this small town, you start right out in the middle of town, and then you just kind of make your way out of it, and look at that. You're out in the countryside. Everywhere you look, you've got beautiful views, rolling hills all around, a little bit of flat areas towards the northern part of the map, but then you get out towards the east and the south, and wow, you can see just how that terrain just kind of settles out and goes almost bonkers in some places. You can see just that nice hill in the distance there. If we take a look just really quick in this kind of higher elevation view, you can see just the expanse that town has. It's pretty long throughout the entirety of the map. And then eventually you get out to the other side and you can just see all the definitions and features. The nice little water features, the creek that runs throughout most of the map here. And then you go out and you see all the various different sell points and the different farms. Now, there are a few things that just kind of push this map, for me personally, just outside the realm of being in the top 5. And I tell you, it was really hard. It was really hard not to give this a top 5 spot because it is just that awesome of a map. I mean, again, you just look around and you get these gentle rolling hills everywhere you look. Some on the eastern portion of the map are a little bit more aggressive than the gentle rolling hills, but you get beautiful color palette, the nice terrain, and the fact that it's based off of a real terrain from Central Europe. I mean, it's just it just is amazing, just amazing. And you get these custom made like sell points. You see this one right here where there's a bit of construction going on. Look at that, just the pipes are exposed there. You get to come into this large facility here and you get to work within it. It's just amazing. And you continue to go around. You've got a good little layout of different things that you can do between the grass care, the farming, the forestry. You do get several forestry areas. You do get a couple of these built-in pens, but you can't access these. These are not ones that you can actually purchase and utilize on the map. They're just more decoration, which is, to me, is fine. That's absolutely fine. But then you see decorations like all these hay bales. Like, it just feels lived in. It feels like you've got a ton of stuff going on. Now, a couple of things that kind of took it off the top 5 list for me is that there are a few separate farms, a few separate farm locations that you do own. This being one of them. You own this area, but it seems like a very distinct farm. It's got its own house. Each one of them has their own house and sleep triggers. There's a bunch of homes with sleep triggers just kind of dotted around the map. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's not a huge deal. I mean, look at this. You get this cool little swampy area just out behind one of the houses over here. I mean, just looks incredible. Just looks absolutely incredible. Everywhere you look, you've got something to look at. You got this nice custom shop area over here, and right behind it, this is one of the few shops where I've seen where you actually kind of drive through it almost to get to a sell point that's tucked away back here. And you get so many of these little cool trails that kind of cut through the woods and all this stuff. It's just incredible, absolutely incredible. But it still only cracks the honorable mentions. Settlers by Setka Simulators. And this is Hutan Pantai. Settlers. This is Settlers. And this map is the other honorable mention because holy smokes. This is the precursor to Hutan Pantai, and I say it in a joking manner, but I mean, you look around this map, and it is Hutan Pantai before Hutan Pantai was Hutan Pantai. This map is just incredible. You have the really developed starting farm here, and I love this kind of spire that's in the background here, just kind of overlooking the entirety of the farm. But you get so much more with this map that you do than you do with Hutan Pantai. I mean, you get animal barns, you get cow pasture right outside the main farm area. You get this beautiful, gentle river that goes right over the edge of this field here and in through the cow pasture. I mean, it's just an incredible look to it. You got this right here, and it just kind of trickles down into the cow pasture. I mean, it's just wonderful, absolutely wonderful. There's all these little details. The entirety of the train system has been restructured in order to come closer to the main starting farm here, and you get this little loading platform right here next to your starting farm. But you go around and you can see and you can feel the Hutan Pantai vibe, especially when you get down here towards the main city area. You look at this, this is Hutan Pantai, but there's so much about this has been changed to make it not Hutan Pantai, and it's one of those that it kind of blows my mind with just how similar they are without being the same. It's incredible. And to think that this was the map prior to it coming to the actual game itself, you can see where it came from, but you can also see how it just diverged so drastically. I mean, this is an amazing map. I'm so glad that we got it for all platforms here on Farming Simulator 25. And yeah, I can see how this map is going to be an absolute blast to play. Again, you can see just how the village up here and tucked away in the mountains just kind of runs. It is Hutan Pantai. It is Hutan Pantai. But it's not. It's incredible. It's incredible how they did this, and I am totally on board for it. But there is a reason why it's still only an honorable mention. Number 5, Tassi Farm by Carl TG and Wikiplays. And this is Tassi Farm, and holy smokes, this map just, for me, just kind of came out of nowhere. I was not expecting it whatsoever. So this map is based on Estonia, and what we have here is a very rough starting farm, which I really like it. I like that it's something that's established, but is going to require the kind of clawing and work and effort to kind of bring it back to its manicured state. And you can look at the buildings and they just look haggard and weathered and worn. You got the kind of rough steel gratings on the side of the buildings. Just gives it a real lived in feel here at the farm. You see all the tufts of grass that are just kind of strewn about that you're going to have to come in and clean up and make the yard look presentable again. I mean, the yard looks incredibly rough, and I love this. I absolutely love it. And what's wild is that the main starting farm is the complete opposite. This main starting house is the complete opposite. You go inside and it's gorgeous inside. Look at that. Look at the wood texture that's on the inside, like almost log cabin feel to it. I love it. I absolutely love this starting farm. And then you take a look around and you can see all the difference in the field shapes and sizes. It's one of the first maps I can recall where the map actually doesn't kind of orient properly. If you look at this map, look at this. Everything kind of runs from a northwest to southeast direction and vice versa. It all just kind of goes in this direction. I've never seen a map do that before, and it's just kind of interesting. You know, not that it's of any particular interest or anything like that. Again, look at the rusted nature of the silo here. Just, oh, fantastic. You get this real good overhead view of how the whole farm kind of looks in totality. The cow pasture that's here, just look how rough that looks. That's going to take some time to get it looking sharp and clean again. But again, you're looking out here and you see all the various fields. And for the most part, they're relatively basic shape, but they're just kind of set off cattywampus on the map itself. So the map, or the fields themselves, just kind of have, even though a basic kind of rectangle shape to them, it's still really nice. Now, there are some that do kind of break the mold. You get like kind of this little bootleg right here that kind of does this thing. You got some trees and power poles in the middle that is going to, again, create some obstructions. But what really kind of sets this map apart is two things. The amount of forestry that you can do on this. Look at this. This is just a small forestry area until it expands out into all of this. This is huge. So you're going to be able to do tons of forestry if forestry is your thing. You can do tons of farming and grass work if that's your thing. But this map has a ace up its sleeve. Right next to your main starting farm, which is again right over here, right next door, you have these. These are not unkempt fields. These are peat fields. That's right. You can purchase specialized equipment that is made specifically for this map, and you can till up, harvest, collect, and sell peat. Now, I will say that it's a bit overpowered at the moment. To sell peat, it's very, very lucrative. So the initial cost is negligible in comparison to the amount of money that you're going to get out of this product. It is insane. So one of those that if you kind of value realism, the peat right now may not be your thing, but it will get there. Now, one thing that you will notice is that there is a bit of undulations in the landscape, especially here in the forest. In the forest, there's a bit of things going on in here, and once you kind of clear them out, you're going to be able to start really seeing some stuff. But for the most part, this map is really flat, which really shocked me when I came across this and was like, oh man, I really like this. This is really, really nice. Because normally I don't care for flat maps, but because of all the trees and everything that's kind of going on this map, it's got so much going for it, and it's got tons of potential that you're going to be responsible with having come out and going to create. This is an amazing map. I absolutely love it, and I really think that this is going to be, up there for a while. Number 4, Riverview by Cavalier Roy and Monkey Show Modding. And this is Riverview, and holy smokes, this map is wonderful. So many things going on here. This is just the starting farm. You've got this beautiful long driveway that leads out to the main road, comes in here, and it's just so many things going on here. You've got so much in the ways of storage. You've got covered awnings. You've got your bales and pallets. You've got cows, you've got chickens, all this at the starting farm. And the greatest part about it is that you have so much in the ways of room to grow. Check this out. You have 35 chickens in the chicken barn, room for 2,005 chickens just in this one chicken barn. It's incredible. It is absolutely incredible. Same thing goes with the cow barn over here. You have 20 cows in here, but you can grow and make up 1,191 just in this one. There's another one on top of the hill over here. I mean, this map is just absolutely incredible. It's a beautiful starting farm. You got your house built up on the hill just over there. And right over here is the kind of upper shelf of your farm. You start out here with the other cow pasture or cow barn. I mean, that's just everywhere you open up, you see gorgeous, gorgeous views kind of cut right into the mountainsides. And then you get a custom production point right here, which can produce all your farm supplies right here. It is just incredible. and you're tucked away just in the nook of the farm here. It's just incredible. This kind of upper tier level is just kind of cut right into the side of the mountain. I love it. I absolutely love it. And there's so much stuff to do. So much stuff to do. Between your animals, between your main farming right here. You start out with a sugar beet field over here. You start out with, what was this? I think this is green beans down here. All these is yours to start right at the very beginning. This is your starting farm in its totality. But then you go around and you see everything. It's got that UK feel to it, to where you got the hedges, the fences, these kind of stone fencing here, and it's just got this beautiful winding, twisting, turning, while still being kind of etched into the outer perimeter of the forests that are here. You get all these forests that kind of overlook everything. And if you're a big forestry person, this is going to be some interesting work for you to do, because you're gonna have to come in here and be able to take all this stuff out of here, down these narrow roads and into the main sell points there in town. But again, you just keep going around and it's just beautiful. And then you've got this giant river, hence the name Riverview, cutting right through the center of the map. Cuts right through it, and it's just beautiful. Everywhere you look, there's something going on. And Cavalier Roy does such an amazing job adding just little bits of flair all throughout the map. You know, you come into the kind of center point of town here where the shop is, you leave out of the shop and you go up here and look at this huge road that goes up this giant hill. Oh, I just love it. You got this nice little castle built on the hillside here. It's just, what more can you say about this map? It's got beautiful color palette. It's got an amazing terrain spectrum on it, from very flat, almost slightly hilly, not even slightly hilly, but mostly flat, kind of rolling hills, fields, to flat, to even very kind of like really torsioned fields. You get a huge variety of different styles of farming within this map. And then you look and you see things such as the grass fields that are right here in the center point of the map itself. I mean, you got it all. You got grass care, you got arables, you've got forestry, anything and everything you want, while at the same time being able to come into town here and be able to utilize this little island right here. I mean, just look at this. I mean, this just looks like beautiful living right here. Just living on this little island here, this little outcrove, going back over the bridge, back to the mainland. Just absolutely love this map. And yeah, it deserves to be in the top 5. Number 3, Matopiba Map 2K25 by Lost Gamer, Grangerio, and Virgimini Modding. And this is Matopiba, and wow, when this map released, this was a complete and utter shock to me. This map came out of left field. Now, if all I saw was the kind of southern portion of the map, I would have completely writ it off. I would have completely just ignored it wholly as not being in the top 5. But because you start here in the northwest corner of the map, wow, does this map really have some really amazing features. I'm hopping into the tractor on this one because I want to be able to show off the road network. That's right. What made me fall in love with this map was the road network itself. It's incredible. Everywhere you look, it is just incredibly gorgeous. You got the beautiful palms that are going to line the streets and in certain areas of the map, really just up here in the northwest corner of the map. But then you get up here and you start to see what was a straight and narrow road starting to rise, starting to come into the hills. And look at this. Look at that. This is just your starting field off to the left there. But you're right here, you're running across the edge of the cliffside here. You got the big cliff right here in front of you. and it just keeps winding and twisting and turning. Everywhere you go is just a sight. It is just a sight. The color palette just really kind of shocked me as well, because yeah, you're seeing a bunch of very bright pink flowers that are just kind of lining the roadside, but it just feels like it fits. Like it's one of the few times where I'm like, okay, the flowers do not give me that cartoony vibe. And then look at how high we are right now. This is incredible. You look out to the edge there and you just see just nothing but sheer drop. That's what you have to look forward to on this map, is all the views leading in and out of town. Now, once we get out of this little area, which is coming up right over here, the whole terrain shifts. This is one of the most dynamic terrains I think I've ever seen in a map. The amount of twists and turns and the undulation degrees are just incredible, and that's what hooked me on this map, was just seeing just how much the terrain shifts from one part of the map to the other. And it's really just a small portion of the map, but once you get to the area in which you need to get work done, it's completely different. It's radically different. Check this out. This is the last hill until we finally get out of the valley. And look at that. Look at it. It's so flat. It's so incredibly flat. And it's mind-boggling, because this kind of terrain I normally don't care for at all. When you can just see into the open expanse of the map, this is normally not the style of map that I care for. But the whole northern portion of the map, because right now we're kind of going southeast-ish, if I remember correctly. Yeah, still southwest. Southeast. I mean, you can see just on the map, this whole southern portion is incredibly flat, and it's the majority of the map. But what carried it for me was the whole northwest corner and those roads. Those roads are incredible. Just incredible. Let me go into this view here and get out towards the factories here. Now look at this. Look how the road just kind of cuts down into the valley and starts heading down and down and down. Look at this. We follow this around, and it's just right, what feels like almost jungle-esque. And then you got this beautiful set of waterfalls coming right down here into town. Cross over this bridge, and what's really wild is this next bridge right here. Check this out. Look at that. Just a few logs, just kind of boop, there it is. There's your bridge. Have fun with it. And it just keeps winding and twisting and turning until finally you get down to the very bottom. Look at this, into town. Look at that. Look at that. It just dumps you off right here into town. That's incredible. It's just absolutely incredible. Right here next to where you start, as a matter of fact, because there's your sleep trigger right there. A little bit of storage in here as well. I mean, it's intense. It's so intense. And then you got this giant gas station over here. I mean, next to a restaurant, you got so many points of interest tucked away just in this corner of the map by itself. But then again, you follow the twisting and the turning of this road network. The road network is what really drew me in. So that's what's amazing. And then on top of it, you got these little bits of forestry that you can do stuff with. You can sit here and cut out all these trees that are kind of on the outer edges to be able to utilize them for some kind of farmland or some kind of fields, something. But again, look how flat and open this is. Just completely blows my mind that this is a map that if I was here, if this is where you started out, I would have completely ignored this map wholly. I would not have been as interested. But because you start in the valley in the north, it's a completely different tale. Completely different. You got these huge mega facilities all around this map. It's incredible. Just absolutely incredible. Map makers did a fantastic job, but this is still only number 3. Number 2, Oakbridge Farm by Oxygen David. And here is the number 2 map that I really struggled. I really struggled between this and the number 1 slot because I love this map. I absolutely love this map. It is based off a real life farm, so it's got that beautiful grounding that a map that is based off of real life is going to have. The color palette's amazing. The whole general network of the models that are used here are just top notch. And you can see all the customization that is done for this map, all the buildings that are just unique to this farm, to this location is incredible. You got the beautiful creek right here alongside of the farm that just kind of runs alongside of it. It is just amazing, absolutely amazing. Everywhere you look, you see beauty in its rawest form. You know, you've got kind of 2 parts to the main farm here. You got part A, where you kind of have this little cow barn here, and part B, where you have the kind of main, silo and kind of system over in the other side. Just over behind those trees over there is just basically where the other portion of the farm is. Massive fields, massive. Look at this, a grass field that is just so huge. Another grass field here, and you own so much of this map, so much right off the jump, and you can get really, really creative with it. If you want to be able to add to this, you can. If you want to take away stuff, you can. There's just so much stuff going on for this map. It is incredible. This is the other part of the farm I was talking about. You can see the massive fields, but because they are massive, there needs to be something going on, in my opinion, and this one has it, to where the fields just has a gentle sweep. As you look, you can just see this kind of gentle, kind of lowering of the field, kind of going in the kind of left to right direction, and then kind of going out as well. It kind of dives as it moves away from you, and you can see all that is just absolutely gorgeous. But again, you have a farm that actually looks utilized. It looks like it's been here for a while, and you have to just kind of keep maintaining it, keep growing, keep doing everything that you possibly can. But if we take a look around, just look at how much is going on here. This is your main starting field right here, alongside of the main starting farm on this side of the road. And it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. You get all these custom houses and kind of this little town per se, just basically a little sub-complex back here. You've got, kind of a little chicken pasture that's right back here. And one of the coolest features, in my opinion, is it looks like this area back here is in real life supposed to be a forest, but there's kind of this hidden meadow, just kind of hidden back here with one lone little tree that's tucked away back there. I love it. I love being able to cut into this little area to make a path and then to be able to utilize this for one reason, whether it's just for grass, whether it's for, putting stuff back here. I love it. I love it. And then you continue to look around and you see just the gentle sweeps and undulations all throughout the countryside. You got these gentle roads that are just kind of strewn about here. And then you get all these custom little sell points that are here. This little garden center that's over on this side of the map. You got over, I believe it's over here. No, that's the forestry area. There we go. We got like the animal dealer and all that. You got the roaming cows and pigs that are right over here with some more sell features. You've got some more stuff over here where you got the biogas plant and some more selling locations. It just all kind of fits, and it just feels like that kind of country, rural kind of vibe. I love it. I just absolutely love this map. And like I said, I struggled between this and the number 1 map, trying to figure out which was going to be number 1. This one ultimately kind of took the secondary spot, as you can tell, but I would very, very easily be pushed in the direction of making this one number 1. Very much so. It is just amazing map, gorgeous, and what's really cool about it is the country lanes and roads. You look and you're just kind of driving along, kind of doing your thing, and it's just like a tunnel that you're driving down. And now in FS25, this was in 22, here in 25, there's traffic that drives along these roads, and it gets a little tight. I'm not going to lie, it gets really tight driving along these lanes with traffic. But again, you look at the kind of sell point here, the main kind of buy point for all your vehicles and stuff, and it just looks busy and lived in. You got all the various tractors, all the case tractors and front loaders and harvesters. You got a New Holland tucked away in the back there. You got traffic, or you got pedestrian splines that are walking in and out of the building, making it look like it's lived in. Some more sale points in the back. It's just incredible. You own this little piece of land back here you can utilize for other things, including grass care and the whole 9 yards. Just forestry, grass care, and obviously you got tons of arable work to do. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And like I said, it's still only number 2. Number 1, Pallegney by MA7 Studio. And here we go, at the top of the top, the best of the best. We are here on Pallegney, and holy smokes, absolutely gorgeous. From the main starting farm to the train bridge, that's right, train bridge that spans the entirety of the map. I mean, about 95% of it. It just goes on and on and on. It is absolutely gorgeous to sit there and wander through the entirety of the map and seeing that train bridge just everywhere you go, having the gorgeous town here, just basically enclosing your farm on the back side of it here as I'm approaching it. I mean, just absolutely incredible. And it's just an itty bitty starting farm, enough for some chickens, some cows, and some storage. But look at this. It's all weathered and haggard, like it's been around for a while. You got this really old school looking silo system that's kind of just built into the whole building structure. I love it. I love how everything is. You got built-in bale and pallet storage. I mean, you got this nice kind of open-esque cow pasture and barn right here, but inside here you have your chickens where you can actually add your feed and take chickens out. You gather your eggs, it's all tucked away. And I love it. I absolutely love how it's just kind of really just nestled in there. Just really kind of like shut off from the rest of the farm. But then you take a look around and you just see nothing but rolling hills, beautiful color palette, the whole 9 yards. And again, you take a look, you come out the front side of your farm here and you go right into town, just right into it. Right here in the French Lorraine is just gorgeous. You got this giant church right in the middle of town. Just everywhere you look. And the bridge, that bridge with the train is incredible. You got these custom production points. The mill right here is custom. You got this beautiful, look at the brickwork on this whole bridge system is just, it's insane. It's incredible how this works. And look at it, it just keeps going and going and going everywhere on the map until you get to about right here where it goes off map. I mean, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. You got like I said, you got custom buildings, you got custom production points, you got a couple of farms just kind of laid out here. Got another custom production point. I think this is the dairy over here. Got this beautiful river system just kind of runs right through the middle of the map, right alongside the train bridge. Just love it. Absolutely love it. Custom sell points all throughout the map here. Like over here, you got a custom sell point right there. You got the nice little Kloss dealer here, and it's been redesigned because this was originally an FS22 map. It came back out here for FS25, and this was completely revamped to kind of make the triggers a little bit bigger, the loading area a bit bigger, and cleaned up the whole kind of shop area. I mean, just everywhere you look. And what's really nice, what I really like about it is that it just makes general sense. The terrain, I mean. The terrain up here in the kind of northern part of the map and the southern part of the map are really high. They're built up really tall. And as you approach the kind of middle portion of the map, going down here, you'll see it just generally slopes down towards the river and towards the valley. And just, it adds up. It makes complete and utter sense that it would do that. And you've got this river, and geologically speaking, I think that's the right term. I could be wrong about that. It's a very young river. Very, very young river. You can tell the age of a river based on how many twists and turns that it has. The more turns, the more twisting, and the more it kind of follows the terrain, the less age that it is. But the straighter a river is, the more that it cuts into the landscape and makes the landscape, the older it is. Because water wants to go in one direction. It doesn't like going around bends and stuff if it doesn't have to. But I love it. I absolutely love this. And you can see just how the river splits off and goes into multiple directions. I mean, wow, that's... I wonder why I was doing that. Anyways, yeah, no, just gorgeous. And just so many things you can do. You can do forestry, you can do farming. You've got all these pastures, cow pastures, sheep pastures, just kind of tucked away out in the middle of nowhere that you're going to have to come by and take care of all your animals that are out in the middle of nowhere. Arables, forestry, grass care, the whole 9 yards. You can do everything on this map, and I love it. And that is why this is by far and away my #1 map. And that is my top 5 mod maps list so far. And I think we are very, very lucky up until this point. The maps that we've gotten up to this point are incredible. We've got a pretty wide array of different maps so far. This game has only been out for 4-ish months so far, and we're averaging over 5 maps a month. Now, I will admit, a lot of those came within the past several weeks, but we're still getting them. And we're still getting them, and they're incredible. They are incredible. I want to thank every single map maker out there who has taken the time and put in the energy and effort into making these maps, into any of the maps that we get to enjoy here on Farming Simulator 25. They are incredible, and regardless of where they may or may not fall on this list or any future list I may have, I just want to say thank you to each and every modder map maker out there, because without you, we would not have nearly the amount of stuff that we have for this game, and wouldn't have nearly as much entertainment as we do get out of this game. So again, thank you all so very, very much. Yeah, and that's it. I mean, that's the top 5 list. And again, I want to thank everybody who followed along to see what my top 5 are. Did you enjoy it? Did you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think I'm way off base? Or do you think I'm spot on? Let me know in the comments below. But ultimately, if you liked it, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things. The algorithms enjoy you doing it, shows you engage with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.